As most of you probably know, the bulk of my business is done with military members. And so one of the questions that I frequently get asked by military members PCSing to Langley or Eustis or Norfolk is whether they should rent or buy. And I'm not one of those agents that, it's an automatic yes that you need to buy a home. It really depends on the individual and that individual situation. So, I wanted to bring you a video today to talk about renting versus buying from a military perspective. So the great thing about renting is it's a lot less stress. You may not have things just the way you want them in a rental, and you certainly wouldn't want to pour money into someone else's home to make it just the way you like it. But there's a lot less stress with the rental. If something breaks, the AC goes out, you're not paying out of pocket to fix an AC or put in a new unit. The downside is it's up to your landlord to get those things fixed in a timely manner. It's easy to walk away from a rental if you PCS. You're able to break your lease and can go ahead and leave, or deployments you can break your lease with no penalty. And so it's nobody's getting emotional about walking away from a rental. So very easy to walk away from. Low to no maintenance, pretty stress-free living. As far as owning a home, you can use your VA loan, which gives you a lower interest rate. And so you're building equity. So rather than in a rental where you're paying someone else's mortgage, you're paying your own mortgage, and you're building wealth for yourself. So that's the great thing about owning a home. There's pride of ownership. But of course, with that comes some negatives too, where now if the AC breaks, it's up to you to fix. So that's some things to consider. I know we saw home prices in 2021, 2022 shoot through the roof. That's kind of an anomaly. Home prices are still appreciating, but they're not going up by 20%. They're going up in single digits. So, unless you're going to be in an area for, say, 3 years, it's not to say that you couldn't make money on a home for less than 3 years, but I would say 3 years is probably a good break-even point where if you're in the home, you make some upgrades, or you take good care of the home, you could probably make a little bit of money when you go to sell, assuming market conditions are favorable. So, some things to consider. How long are you planning to be in the area? Typically 3 years or more, you're going to make a little bit of money when you sell. Are you ready to own a home? Are you ready to take on the responsibilities of cutting your own grass, fixing your own plumbing, fixing your own electrical issues? How's your credit? Do you have a good credit score where you could qualify for a preferred rate on your mortgage? Do you have a savings account set up to where if you have a problem that you're not going into debt to fix minor issues? So do you have a savings account of, say, 3 months worth of expenses to where you have something that you can dip into if something major should happen in your home? So these are all things to consider when you're moving to the area. If you are considering buying or renting a home, if you're weighing those options, I'd love to talk to you. If you're PCSing away from the Hampton Roads area, I've got great agents around military bases all over the country. I'd love to refer one of those to you. So please let me know how I can help you make your transition to or from the Tidewater area a pleasant one.